My name is Nate Clark. I'm the men's novice rowing coach for University of California, Santa Barbara. And I have been involved with rowing for 9 years, 8 of them as a competitive athlete and this last year as a coach. My favorite part about rowing, I mean, it's really difficult to put a finger on it. Just sort of the journey is probably my favorite part. Kind of going through a year of training or 4 years of training or whatever with the same group of guys and learning about them and learning to trust them, and they learn to trust you, and you just grow. Obviously making a boat row incredibly well and feeling it glide across the water is pretty nice. And that's initially what made me stay with it, but getting further into it is the journey, probably, and the self-growth and everything like that. That's my favorite part. It just brings out the best in you and the best in others. My freshman year of high school, we were in a freshman 8 that wasn't very good, and there was one practice where we actually rowed well, and the boat moved the way it was supposed to move, and it responded, and we were gliding over the water, and that was pretty much it. I knew that that's what I wanted to do, and I knew that I could be good at it if I worked hard, and that was appealing to me. Well, I would say my least favorite part is now that I'm not training competitively anymore, it's harder to manage my diet because I'm used to needing to eat, meaning I'm not going to be able to perform on my workout if I don't put all this food in my face. And so, yeah, the last year has just been, okay, I need to exercise a little bit more, I need to eat more vegetables and less carbs and less meat and less fat and manage my diet a bit more. That's probably my least favorite part. But when I was rowing, it was my most favorite part of just pounding food into my body constantly and still looking awesome. The pain's not so bad because it reveals weaknesses, and that's good. You can grow from it, and you can't grow without pain. The waking up early was fine. I actually really liked it. I would say my least favorite part is just when people that you grow to trust and grow to really respect and admire, guys on your team, if they make excuses for themselves and don't do something as well as you know that they can do, just because of fear, because it hurts or whatever. And that was my least favorite part, just because it happens, especially when we were growing as a program. And I was definitely, I made excuses for myself all the time. And it's very, very frustrating, it's very difficult. That was my least favorite part. Just seeing people that can do better not do what they're supposed to do and what they can do. The better question would be how it hasn't changed my life in a positive way. And I don't know. It's sort of like rowing doesn't really do anything because you sort of get out what you put in. And you could row for 4 years in college and come out a complete horse's ass, and a lot of people do. But if you listen to your coaches and listen to the alumni and learn the lessons and learn from your teammates and learn about yourself, you're just gonna become more well-rounded and more mature, and you know so much about yourself and who you are and how you respond to things that you can't help but do everything else really at a fairly high level. Your standard of excellence kind of grows because you know that you're capable of so much, and that's nice. Maybe. I'm not really the person to say. I was fairly lax with my studies. By the end of it, I was really class was something I had to do so I could keep growing, to be perfectly honest. Just go for it. worst that'll happen is that you don't like it, and then you're right where you are now. Just give it a go, learn, listen, and you might find out that you're in love with this thing that you didn't even know existed, probably. It's much more blue collar than you would think. It's regarded as this upper class sport, and to an extent it is. You know, the Harvard and the Yale and all the Ivies and everything. But, you know, here's a bunch of clubs with athletes who pay their own way just for the love of the sport, coming from a bunch of state schools and a bunch of smaller universities, racing in Gainesville, Georgia. And the top school is, you know, like Michigan, a bunch of hardworking Midwestern guys, and Virginia, a bunch of southern hardworking guys, Grand Valley, hardworking Michigan guys, Bucknell, Hills of Pennsylvania. You know, all these schools are just, it's not as elitist. You know, there's the elitist Harvard and Yale, and I wouldn't call them elitist. Like, they're great guys and they work just as hard or harder than us. But it's not as white collar and upper class and yuppie as people think it is. There's a lot of just blue collar grit that goes into it. And I think that's worth noting. I think that's not mentioned enough. People don't realize that. I felt myself learning so much, and I felt myself growing so much, and I love making boats go fast. And as someone who's 5'11", my limit on boat speed is fairly low compared to a lot of other people, but I figured out that I know enough about the sport to where I can do an alright job at it at least, and hopefully make boats go well. And I just enjoy it so much. I want to see other people enjoy it, and I want to see other people be able to be in a position to learn the lessons that I've found so valuable.